Hello and welcome to another update video about Harmony One. We want to start the video with a snippet from the TA about Harmony One from the 1st of January. Before we dive into the TA, need to move, I think, above 40 cents. 40 cents, you know, because a wave B can even overshoot. So this is what can happen. This is what the Bitcoin wave B did before, earlier in the year. This obviously here is a little bit of a different wave count to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's wave B ended somewhere here, and then it started that massive correction. So this is what actually could happen here for Harmony One. When Bitcoin starts to pump, then Harmony One could also move to 40 cents before it starts to correct. But in any wave C, I would expect the price to land into this target area. If it doesn't, then the wave count was invalid. But I think this is the most likely scenario. Also, if I consider other TAs that I do for Bitcoin, for example. So yeah, I'm not sure if this target level, the range here, will actually be the top of the range. You know, I think Harmony One, because it's so strong at the moment, could actually march through here. But this is certainly, if we just apply the Elliott wave rules as they are, this would be the most likely target area here for Harmony One, in this area between 26 cents and 33 cents. Okay, and if we take a look at the okay, so what we said back then, that was, by the way, the 1st of January, that we could move higher, that we possibly might go above the 30-cent level before we start to correct into a region around 10 cents. What I found quite funny, so I just have to do it, just to show how the sentiment shifts. Scrolling down here, 11 cents to 13 cents. Are you crazy, mate? So let's take a look at where we currently are. We've even dropped below that. No, we yeah, 9 cents obviously. We are in the target area still, but we reached the target area obviously, and we did exactly back here what I said was possible, to move a little bit higher than that target area here, and we actually moved to the all-time high and then started that correction. Beautiful, played out very nicely. We even dropped below that descending wedge that we had here on the chart, so even more bearish than I thought. And bear in mind, I made that video on the 1st of January. I think even in December we talked already about these lower prices here, that they will be coming, and that the uptrend was only a wave B. I remember I had back then very heated discussions with some viewers that I should consider a bullish scenario as well, but I'm quite glad that I didn't really, and that I did stick to my bearish scenario for Harmony One. And there we are now in the target area, and of course I'm thinking now, was this bearish enough? But obviously I couldn't tell you back then that we might even drop below 8 cents. People would have called the ambulance, right? So, but again, this is now one crypto that I'm concerned about. I am very honest with you. Not that I don't believe in the project, but it is one that is very close to my lowest buy order, I think, on Discord. And at some point then you need to say, right, I'm stopping to buy further, because you know, you can't continue to buy and buy and buy and buy. At some point you need to say stop, and when all the buy orders are reached, we need to think about, right, what is still possible. Of course, the price could still drop, you know, if we really lose this blue target area, which was the area in which Harmony One would get into with the highest likelihood, and there we are. Now we need to assess the situation. Typically in a wave 2, and this here was a wave 1, and this ABC here is the wave 2. So with a C wave actually completing the wave 2, but I don't think it's over yet, and we have to be very honest. I think the 8.3 cent or 8.2 cent level down here, which is the 88.7% Fibonacci level, that would normally be the last resort for the bulls to turn around. If it doesn't do it here, there is one absolute last chance, and this would be at 4.5 cents, which is the beginning of that wave. It's not great, but it is the beginning of the wave. From here still we could move up in a third wave. So from that point of view, maybe not that concerning, because we still have space, but we would drop below the 88.7% Fib level, would still here be around 4 to 5 cents. There is one last opportunity. If we really lose that level, then we are going to go to the higher level wave count. If we go to the higher level wave count, we basically need to start the Fibs at 0, yeah. And if we start the Fibs at 0, this is, by the way, the alternative scenario, then we can basically consider not this as target area. This was the more bullish view, but we have to consider this as target area. And this is probably what I'm going to do now, because otherwise it doesn't make much sense. You basically go down a ladder. We take the higher level wave count. Yeah, we go one step higher. That also makes more sense here. And then in this scenario, taking the fibs like that, it would allow us to position the 88.7% fib level at 4.5 cents. That seems to make more sense in the current situation, given that now that the target area is reached, we reassess the situation. This gives us more space to move lower, all the way down to, yeah, as I said already, 4.5 cents, and it would still be the 88.7% fib level. But actually the scenario itself doesn't really change, because what remains is that we really have to hold that 4.5 cent level. We have to hold it. If we go below that, there isn't much more where we can find support. No, we will then talk about a 1 cent Harmony 1 or something. And then to recover from that, so this is something we need to keep a close eye on. As I said, 4.4 cent level still possible, but then it is really like the last possibility where we can turn around, honestly. So I'm quite glad that I had this scenario on the chart since January. Everybody could make their own decisions. Everybody knew what was coming, even though it seemed unrealistic. That is now how the sentiment can shift, you know, from people saying I'm crazy up here to people, yeah, thinking, well, is this actually still going to turn around at some point? And yeah, it will. You know, it's a good project, but we are also in a very difficult market at the moment. We are in a very difficult market, and we just need to, at the moment, you know, we need to understand that the downside potential is still very, very real. You know, we haven't finished that whole correction. And from where we currently are to the low of that blue area gives us a 50% buffer still, and we just have to hope that this will be enough. Yeah, we just have to hope that this will hold. So from here then the price here again has a chance to turn around. At the moment we don't see that yet. Yeah, at the moment we still see price go down, MACD pushing down hard. You know, there was a potential here for a potential bullish crossover on the MACD. That was invalidated, and we are now oversold on the RSI on the daily. This is usually a signal, a buy signal, yeah. I'm not telling you to buy, but it typically is. As you can see here, we were here oversold at the low here. Anybody who bought here and then sold somewhere here, well, had a price appreciation from around 10 cents to 18 cents. That's not bad. Then it obviously started to turn around here. Now we oversold again. But overall, we are still in that downtrend. But that is pretty much what I can tell you about Harmony 1 now. I think again it shows that TA can work, yeah. Even sometime, and especially the Elliott wave method can work, yeah. Even though it seems sometimes very unrealistic what it gives you as price targets, but as I always say, applied correctly, there is no more powerful method to predict and forecast price moves and price ranges than the Elliott wave method. Okay, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe, and if you really like the content, then check out our channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.